A very charming good morning to all of you. Today we will discuss about a bully. Yes, a bully not from a high school or not from a college, but at international level. Yes, you heard me right. At international level. This bully is proudly called themselves People's Republic of China. So, what is exactly China is planning? If we look closely around the actions of China from past few years, we will see a predictable pattern from their bulliness. As we all know, in 2020, in summer of 2020, we see as Indian people violent clash between China and India. Afterwards, both of the soldiers were de-escalated from their post, and we just thought that everything is in control. But are we under control? Are we just so sure about the current situation of our nation? Usually there are 15,000 soldiers on the China sides, but in the past few months we have noticed a pattern that this number has gone up for around 50,000. So what is China exactly planning? This is a concern for us, that what minds game they are playing. So in today's world, we all know China has the largest foreign reserve, around 3.87 trillion US dollar reserve they possess. So so they gave themselves a better cushion to lend to this smaller country where infrastructure are not so developed and are not so sound. If you add up the loan of IMF, OECD, World Bank, still these big institutions does not compete whatsoever in comparison of what China is giving loan to other countries. So what we are discussing here, I mean, giving loan and enhancing some countries in their infrastructure development is the right thing, isn't it? But there is a suspense around this, and that suspense creates a lot of notions and tension around the world economy, which needed to be addressed as soon as possible. There is a website where you can read the contract between the China and 24 other countries who are the borrowing countries. 30% of the contract contains some strange rules, like the borrowing country have to maintain their bank account in the country of China itself, and that bank account will be owned by the government of China, which is quite strange. I mean, no other countries have such insecurable and unadmissible clauses which affect the taxpayer of that borrowing country itself. The clauses in the contract give power to Chinese government to terminate the contract at any time they want, and also demand for the repayment of loan whenever they deem fit. So, if any government of other countries changes law or adopt some policies which are in favor of themselves, and if China don't like that policy, they can also terminate the contract or ask them, demand them to change their policy according to the Chinese government. I mean, this is a clear exploitation of small countries and their economies also. If you want to help someone, you help with some really good gestures or some better clause, which will be beneficial for both of the nations, China as well as that borrowing country. But in the case of China, they are just exploiting the small economies of that country in the name of infrastructure development, which are acting as a loophole in their economy, and wasting the money of those countries, wasting the money of those countries also. So in my point of view, this is not a good term of loan, and I think the other governments of countries should avoid taking the loan from the Chinese government, as these clauses are such based on the exploitation of that small countries, which will lead in their catastrophe situation, and that might be a very harsh situation for a world economy as well. China approves loan, but on one condition, that the contract will be given to the Chinese company only. The Chinese will go to that country and work on the project, which means that loan given by the China is circulated to its own country in the form of expense that take place to building the infrastructure for that country. So if those kind of projects get failed, then also China has a win-win situation. And when the borrowing country is not able to repay the loan, China purchase it or take that project on lease. I have a precedent for you. Let's talk about the Hambantota port. Let's talk about the Hambantota port of Sri Lanka. Yes, our beloved neighbor. The same thing happened with them. China's show them the big dreams of the infrastructure that many country will make your port as a dockyard and stock their goods and as well as their ships, and you will earn a lot. But nothing of these things has happened. In return, that port is going into a big loss, and no other path but just a loss. So what happened next? China take that port on lease for 99 years in the name that Sri Lankan government are not able to repay the loans. And the point is that in that area, in that port, in that nexus, no other Sri Lankan can enter without having a Chinese passport. And even that area is only governed by the Chinese currency, not by a Sri Lankan currency. Look, that is some kind of situation that we were facing before 1947, the colonization. Colonization were done by the Britishers in the same manner. China is also trying to colonize Sri Lanka and use their Hambantota port as a naval base and try to replace India in Indian Ocean, and not only to replace India but to give them a unwanted situation, which is a very much likely a threatening condition for Indian government. So these kinds of planning are made by China to bully the country. You know what? There are 17 countries to which China has a border conflict, not with India. Around 17 countries like Tajikistan, Japan and Russia, Nepal, Tibet, and then after Vietnam, Taiwan is the ready to pay for Chinese government. And the same precedent has happened. The same precedent of Sri Lankans is faced by the other countries like Laos, Cambodia, then Uruguay and some other small countries of small countries of African continent which are not so developed. So this is a very much concern for us as a world. Even these kinds of situation provide China a what do you say, an unfair advantage, which is not very suitable for development of this country. As once Mahatma Gandhi has said that there are enough resources to fulfill someone's needs, but there are not enough resources to fulfill even a single person's greeds. On this point, I will leave you a quote which I think the Chinese government believe in that quote. Some back days, a historian says that there are only two people in this country. One is a hammer and another is a nail. The hammer dominates and the nail get dominated by those people who act as a hammer. On that note, thank you very much.